Again, my name's Gabe Zollner. Don't know if you're watching the trial, the Zimmerman trial. This is July the 10th. It looks like they're going to give closing arguments tomorrow, and they'll all be probably given to the jury tomorrow evening so they can deliberate on Friday and possibly over the weekend. But I suspect they'll have a decision before Friday evening, you know. What was amazing is that the prosecution stepped on it again. They wanted to recall one of their own witnesses, and then they wanted to charge him with perjury. The judge, after talking to the defense and to the prosecution, decided not to do that. Then they had another witness that they wanted to call, and some ATF agent that supposedly arrested Zimmerman 8 years ago. The judge listened to the argument and listened to what Mark O'Mara, the defense attorney, had to say, and then she said, well, we're not going to deal with that, you know. It's amazing how incompetent the prosecution has proven to be throughout this entire trial. You'd think they'd sort of prepare their witnesses better and not have the witnesses turn on them, which is what they did. This is why you never want to hire an attorney that worked for the government, because they're like senators and congressmen. They get a paycheck no matter what. They don't really work. If they were responsible in making a living each and every day, they'd be much more competent than they were. The other thing, too, you have to notice, and I've made mention of this before, all of the defense attorneys will walk around with their hands in their pockets when they're talking to the judge in front of the jury. Sales 101 says you never do that. And if you noticed, Mark O'Mara never once put his hands in his pocket. He uses hands the way you should use your hands to help express your point, which is exactly what he did all the time. And the prosecuting attorneys walk around with one hand in their pocket. You know what I mean? They're a joke. Anyway, we'll see where it happens over the next couple of days. I think I may mention this before. I think no matter what happens, Zimmerman's going to have a real tough go of it. But I can't imagine that he'll be convicted of second-degree murder. You have to have ill will, spite, and hatred. None of those could be proven existed when that event took place that evening. It's pretty much impossible to develop ill will, spite, and hatred for someone you don't know. Matter of fact, it is impossible. That's reserved for ex-wives or ex-husbands, you know, where you've had a long-term relationship and you've built up a lot of animosity, anger, ill will, and hatred towards them. But not in someone you just ran into. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I told you what I think. What do you think?